Here is the first video on how to make a professional poster. When you want to display a poster in a conference, you want it to look absolutely eye-catching, so you can stand out from all the posters. Here I'm making a poster using Keynote. This poster is based on one of my papers, Possible Modulators of Neural Plasticity During Spontaneous Recovery of TBI. And here I would like to make sure the size is correct. Usually the poster will be 48 by 36 inches, unless obviously your school or conference specified it differently. And to make sure the poster is kind of interesting, I use a little background, and I can change the opacity so that it's not interrupting reading. And also I got this color combination from a website called colorlover.com. And the title for your poster should be about 150 points because it needs to grab people's attention from a distance. And the subtitle is about 90 points. And obviously you can adjust this to fit your needs, but this is just my recommendation. And the section title is 55 points. The body, I would recommend 30 points. And to scroll down a little bit, here you can see that I can change the color of the background just by sample the color like that. A color pattern to follow at the beginning is handy for the background, just to make it more interesting. Usually I think the scientific posters are kind of boring. I mean, if you have the contents, doesn't mean you don't need to decorate it. But here you can try to use a color that is consistent. All right. Trying to make sure the width is correct. To keep your sections consistent, you gotta make sure, obviously, your left and right columns are same width. Corner, I will put my logo in. Now I'm gonna start working on the method section. So if you don't know any of this is about, doesn't matter. Just want to show you how it would make sense to display your information. Like if you have a paragraph like this, but with some text that can be displayed as bullet points, that would be a good idea to list them instead of hiding your content in a paragraph. You gotta remember, when people walk around the conference, they often just skim through your poster. The easier you make it for them to read, the better. Here I have inclusion criteria, and I'm gonna display them as bullet points. It makes more sense to me. And exclusion criteria is also gonna be bullet points. Alright, here is something look more like I envisioned. It's clear, concise, and easier to read than the paragraph. I'm adjusting the spacing so that it shows how information is grouped. For example, under inclusion criteria, I want to group the 3 bullet points tighter and away from the exclusion criteria a little bit. It's important to show how information is related to each other. especially when you are in a rush and then you want to like skim through hundreds of posters. And also, shorter sentences can help the reader in a conference. All right. And I think that sentence goes better at the end of a paragraph instead of just hanging around after all the bullet points. So another important section of my article is the 3 theories of spontaneous recovery. As much as I would like to stick to this template, sometimes you gotta be flexible. So I'm trying to think where I can find space for this section. So here, I think the top right corner could work. Let's see. I want to change that title to results because that is the meat part of the poster. I want it front and center. All right, let's start working on the 3 theories. So obviously I don't remember everything I wrote. The first theory, here, I found them. Copy paste. Important thing is you gotta have a high quality paper in the first place. It doesn't matter how beautiful your poster is, people would know if it's not scientifically sound. So that's how I use Keynote's the font template. So like I said, if I sometimes when I display short points in the bullet point format instead of paragraph, since it seems to be able to catch people's attention. So I'm choosing a different number format. Just experimenting and see which one works better. I need to change the indent. All right, I need a little bit more information on this section. So let's go back to the article. I need to have a short explanation for each bullet points. So let's see if I have anything here. Well, the point is not to show you my article, so I'm going to show you the final product of this section in a bit. So here I found some information for each of my bullet points, and then now, again, we need to group the information. So I change this to bold, and it looks better, so people know what my points are. Alright, in my next video, we're gonna finish up this section and start working on the center part of my poster. See you next time. Bye!